Welcome to the Derry-Cast, where we discuss all things movies. Let's go straight into the movie news. The Black Mirror creators have made a star-studded mockumentary about 2020. The film, entitled Death to 2020, stars Samuel L. Jackson, Hugh Grant, Leslie Jones, and Joe Carey, to name a few. This film comes after the news that the Black Mirror creators felt like this year was too bleak for a new season of the show. The film comes out on Netflix Sunday, December 27th.
Interesting.
Yes.
I have a lot of feelings about that just because I am tired of COVID and pandemic content.
Yeah.
Like 2020 content. I understand it. However, I give this a pass because it's Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Black Mirror is really good. I've never been disappointed by anything from Black Mirror, so...
I decided next week is my pick of the week.
You're gonna do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna look into that film. I'm really excited.
I didn't know it was coming out so soon, though. The 27th. That's fast.
Yeah. The trailer came out yesterday or the day before. And then it was just like, boom, which is crazy. Which I guess streaming services do that now. I thought that they did like a little bit, like if they come up with a trailer, then you have to wait like a month so they could like do promotion and stuff. But I guess not.
Yeah, I guess it's different, but I mean, I like that they're not doing a season this year.
Yeah,
I agree that it's just not, the timing's not right. I mean, part of me is like, well, everyone's at home.
Yeah,
I think more people would watch it more, but I do agree, this is just not the year for like filming and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah. Oh, so next up, MGM Movie Studios is looking into selling other assets, including their film library. MGM Movie Studios have seen financial troubles in the past. In 2006, they were bought out by AMC. The movie studio has been open since 1924 and is iconic for its lion logo.
I think this is like I think movie studios, like how because they've been open since 1924. I feel like they should have, I'm not saying like financial gain or like the government should help them out, but like they should get some like historic name,
I was about to say,
and maybe that could help them out, a little bit, because I mean MGM was like 3 different studios and then they came together, and like they're big for Hollywood. I mean, you can't not recognize the lion logo when you see it.
Yeah, I thought they were like some kind of parent company, so I would imagine they wouldn't go out of business like this or lose money because they have so many other companies below them. They're pulling in money from them, but I guess not.
Yeah,
that sucks.
And the last film that is supposed to come out for them is the new James Bond film, No Time to Die. So that may be because it was pushed back so much that has caused them, because I mean James Bond movies get a lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
And I don't know why. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest James Bond fan. Besides like the old like original James Bond, I like that just because the aesthetic of like 60s and stuff.
Yeah.
But like of those movies, I'm just not a fan, so I never understood those, or like the Mission Impossible movies either. Never understood that.
So John Mulaney, known for his comedy specials New in Town and Kid Gorgeous, live at Radio City Music Hall, and of course his iconic role as Spider-Ham in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which gets taken off of Netflix on Christmas, so please watch it before. Checked himself into a 60-day rehab program for alcohol and cocaine abuse. We hope this program helps him out and he stays healthy. I know we wanted to talk about this topic because a lot of people are struggling with mental health, alcoholism, and drug abuse because of COVID. So we hope you're staying safe, and if you ever need to talk to anyone, we are here. You have our Instagrams and our Letterboxd. So if you ever want to talk to us, we're always on that. We get notifications.
There's a lot of, I do want to add though, there's a lot of controversy about talking about that. Like a lot of people think it should stay hidden. Part of me agrees, like it's not really anybody's business when these kind of things happen. However, I think it'll help normalizing this kind of stuff and people getting help for these kind of issues and stuff. Seeing someone as big as him, admitting, hey, I need help, and going to go get that help. And I think that it's really good. And I don't know, I just feel like they could spark conversations with people and just, I don't know,
Yeah.
I feel very different than what people feel about this, and I hope he I hope it gets better, because he was like the last person I would expect.
Yeah.
He looked so healthy and happy, and it's really sad to find out. So yeah, I hope he's doing okay. Oh, so next up, the first trailer for the anticipated sequel for Coming to America was released on Tuesday. The film is entitled the same name, but without the alphabetical spelling of 2. It's the number. Returning stars including Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. I said that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arsenio.
And includes new cast members like Kiki Lane,
I love you, girl.
Leslie Jones, and Jermaine Fowler. It will be coming to Amazon Prime on March 5th.
This is another movie that was supposed to come out in theaters, or I think is out in theaters in places that
Can have
theaters. I'm pretty excited for this movie. I love Kiki Lane. I love all the people that they keep adding to the cast, and I know it's been 32 years since the first one.
That's been a while. I think I watched the first one as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
If I remember correctly, yeah.
We're excited to see what they have, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I had a
See
hiccup.
if it holds up to the first one.
Yes, and now we're going to go through our movie picks of the week. Tony?
So my pick this week actually is an anime. I think I'm barely on like the 6th episode of the first season, but I really like it. It's called The Disastrous Life of Saki Kei. The summary is: a high school student with powerful psychic abilities tries to live an ordinary life by keeping his true nature a secret from his many quirky classmates and anyone else he comes across. So yeah, it's about this psychic kid. My little niece actually recommended this to me. She told me I'd really like it, and I do like it. It's really funny, but it's more like dry comedy. Like, it's pretty deadpan, and I like it a lot. It's really good. Yeah, he's got psychic powers, and I like it because he uses his powers on the rest of the world, and they don't know that.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of like psychic movies and stuff like that, they either never mention the rest of the world, or they say things like, oh, I don't want to use it on people. It can mess up with time and mess up with this or whatever.
But he doesn't care.
No, yeah, no, but like he does stuff to help people.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like the tiniest conveniences, but like he does it himself. And one of the things that he did was that he made natural hair colors.
Oh, wow.
So like
okay.
so like people are born with like pink hair and blue hair and red hair, because
Okay.
he was born with pink hair and he didn't want to stand up, so he was like, okay, we're all gonna have colorful hair.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
And I don't know if it's because I'm not really paying attention or something, but he says that no one in his school knows that he has the powers, but from what it looks like, everyone does know, because everyone like
Maybe
is
he's
like,
just
hey,
like oblivious to it.
yeah, I think he is. And there's this character in the show. She's like, you know, like the pretty popular girl, and like everyone's obsessed with her and everything. And since he's psychic, he can read people's minds.
Oh, wow.
He can read her mind.
Oh, God.
And he can read how fucking self-centered she is, and how she's like, look at me, I'm so nice and I'm so pretty, I'm gonna go make his day and go say hi to him, stuff like that. And so he could hear that, so he just completely ignores her existence. It is
That's
hilarious.
crazy.
And she's like in love with him
Oh
now,
my
because
gosh.
he's like the only guy that won't look at him, because he knows how terrible she actually is. It's funny. If you're gonna watch an anime, I recommend that one.
And
'cause it's
what
pretty
is
funny.
this on?
Netflix.
Okay.
I think it might be on other streaming services. You know, with anime, they're like everywhere.
Yeah.
They're like on Kiss Anime, they're on Crunchyroll, all that. But I'm watching on Netflix right now. I'm watching the dubbed version, if you're curious.
Okay.
But I recommend it.
This movie was recommended to me a while ago, I believe, like in March or April, and I didn't watch it until last week. It's called The Vast of Night. It's an Amazon Prime original movie. It was released in May 2020, but there was like a theatrical release in January, I believe. The plot is, in the 1950s, 2 children search for the source of a mysterious frequency that has descended on their town. It is basically like a fan version of a Twilight episode, like a Twilight Zone episode, which I love. I love the Twilight Zone. The thing is, like, you know exactly that it's like a fan version because they have like a similar intro. Like, it's the same intro as the Twilight
but just, like,
Zone,
kind of
but
off.
it's like off. Like the whole, like, it sounds like the same music. Yeah. The actors though, they're like 30.
Oh.
Like, the girl in this movie was in like 90s Disney Channel shows.
What?
And she's playing a 16-year-old.
The only person who can get away with that is Bianca Lawson. Everyone else can't. Like, why do they do that? I don't get it. You can hire teenagers. Mm-hmm. They exist.
It definitely feels like adults are pretending to be teens. No matter, like, their age, even though they're like, oh, I'm 16, oh, I'm 18. Like, stop saying that, honey. We know you're not.
Yeah.
It feels like they shouldn't have even talked about it, because, I mean, the whole plot was like, oh, like, 75% of the whole small town is at a basketball game. So, I mean, like, you didn't need to say the age or anything. And it's a great debut by Andrew Patterson. I can't wait to see more from this director, because I love the Twilight Zone. I think he should work on the new Twilight Zone reboot, because I think that would be really cool. And everything is in theme. It doesn't stray at all, except, like, the actors. Like, we know, just stop.
Yeah.
It's, like, the only thing that's kind of, like... And it's very psychological. It's not horror at all. Like... And it leaves it open-ended, so there could be a second one.
Oh, okay.
So I hope the next film this director makes is a part of, like, this Twilight Zone type series or something in the horror genre. I think he could do really good with that. So, our main subject today is musicals.
Well, the movies are either hated or loved, and we wanted to discuss them because we both love musicals.
I actually did musicals from the end of 5th grade to freshman year of high school, which, if you want to see me ruin everything, please, I have them all on DVD. In honor of musicals like Hamilton and The Prom, which we talked about last week because there is some controversy, getting recognition outside of the theater kid scene, and in the movie scene. It's a great opportunity to talk about the topic, and because we're kind of in the middle of the holidays, because, like, tomorrow will be Christmas. Musicals can bring joy or sadness, like the holidays.
Yeah.
So the first movie we're going to talk about is The Prom.
Yes. So it was directed by Ryan Murphy. It was released in 2020. The genre is musical comedy. And the plot summary reads as, down their luck, Broadway stars shake up a small Indiana town as they rally behind a teen who wants to go to the prom with her girlfriend. It was on Broadway. Music and lyrics are by Matthew Skyer. Hopefully I said that right. And Chad Bogulin. The first Broadway production started in 2018. The production closed in August of 2019, and it's based off a true story, which I think it's kind of crazy how, like, with the other movies we're talking about and movies we're going to talk about in the New Year's episode, like Rent, it took a while for them to come out with an adaptation, and this one was a year after it closed. Less than a year after it closed. I think it might be, though, because that topic, or at least this topic, is so relevant.
And it's based off a true story, too. We watched this movie together. As I said, the adaptation happened very quickly compared to the other films that we're going to discuss. This was in less than, like, a 1-year span from opening and closing of the Broadway show. And it did get Tony Awards, if I'm not...
Oh.
I think there was, like, no funding.
Oh, okay.
Which happens a lot with good musicals, that they just close. Like Natasha Pierre, which I wanted to see really bad. They were supposed to do a tour and then they just canceled it. They also filmed it in our area.
Yeah, they filmed it at the Northridge Mall. They made it
Crazy.
Look so nice. It was bizarre. Because I've seen them use spots in the Valley for films before. Like, that's nothing new. But, like, the Northridge Mall of all places.
Let me know if you feel the same, but when I think about the Northridge Mall, I think of middle school kids just, like, hanging out.
Yeah, exactly, because Nobel is right next to it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to see our, like, little spots in the area, like, especially because we went there as teenagers in high school, like spotlighted.
Yeah, and see such famous people there, like, just dancing at it.
And I know
like,
it's supposed to be, like, Indiana, and I know, like, I'm not saying, like, Indiana is trash. I've never been to Indiana. But, like, they made our mall look so nice, and our mall is never that nice. Like, the floors are squeaky clean.
Well, not just that, but, like, also the furniture they had inside the mall was, like,
that is not
really
ours.
nice.
That's
yeah, no.
No, not at all. Let's get into James Corden's accent.
Yeah, his accent in the movie he's British in real life, so he was doing, I think, an American accent.
Yeah.
He was doing an American accent in the movie, but it was really bad because they just kept, like,
changing.
Yeah, it sounded like he was doing, like we have on the notes, like old Hollywood-ish, and then it was like normal, and then it was like Broadway, and then it was like normal. Like it was all over the place, and I think it was because he was doing an American accent.
Yeah,
so he was trying to find his character.
I mean, they did choose a good mix of Broadway actors and regular actors. Now that we talk about it, because like James Corden is known for now the Late Late Show with James Corden, but. Mm-hmm. He wasn't like Into the Woods, and he's a Tony Award winning actor, so it's weird. And then also like Nicole Kidman's in it, Andrew Reynolds, which I totally forgot Nicole Kidman was in Moulin Rouge, and I was like, this girl could sing.
Yeah, like I totally forgot about all that. I was like, to me, she's always been more of like a serious actress.
Yeah.
So to see her in a musical and playing this girl who's in Chicago and stuff, like it was just it was just different, and it was nice. She did really well.
The cinematography and the costumes are just so beautiful and colorful.
If you want to see a really colorful and, to me, aesthetically pleasing movie, you should watch this one, because the costumes are beyond, and like the color palettes they chose for this movie was amazing, and like it's really good.
It definitely felt like it was real, but it felt like it was a set as well.
Yeah, like it felt like it was a fantasy.
Yeah,
totally. And I really liked it, and it really added to the film. I think it made the film better. It made it feel like they really like care for it, you know what I mean? Like spent their time on it and stuff. Like it was really good. I liked it.
I wrote this one down when we were watching the movie, because the whole time you were like,
I kept saying
she's playing a very good bigot.
Yeah, Kerry Washington, she played, spoilers, she played the homophobic mother. She was the mother of the girlfriend, turns out, plot twist. And she just super, super bigot, you know. They come from a small town in a small state, you know. So this kind of stuff is still pretty new, I suppose, to them. So she was she was just too good at being homophobic and being angry about it, and
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It was a little sus. No,
yes, it was though. And Nicole Kidman, like we talked about, but like she's so beautiful and stunning in this movie. Uh-huh. She is literally like there is 4 Broadway stars, and her and Andrew Reynolds. Mm-hmm. Both of them are kind of like small compared to like Meryl Streep and James Corden, but both of them really stand out. Mm-hmm. I love Andrew Reynolds so much. Book of Mormon, The Boys in the Band, all that stuff. I love you forever, but I would burn your American flag leather jacket. It was gross.
It was ugly. It was bad. It was just bad.
We would like to be mauled at a gay bar with you, Dee Dee, because she said that she gets mauled at any gay bar she goes to. The twist, like, we knew it was gonna happen. We definitely knew it was gonna happen. But it still hurt.
Yeah, it still sucked to see it.
Like, we talk about this, I think we've talked about this in every single episode except our intro. Like, change gay storylines to, like, we're as normal as straight people, honey. And Nicole Kidman, even though we just said we're as normal as straight people, please be our gay mama. You said the musical numbers made the movie a little long, but it did go by pretty quickly.
Yeah. Musical numbers always add way too much time to the movie. Because the movie was like 2 hours long. Yeah. It was like 2.5 hours long. But it still felt like it went by fast. I think because the actual movie scenes weren't super duper long, because then they would just break out into a fucking song again. However, I will say I don't know if it was just because it's a gay one, but this one wasn't so violently a musical to me. Because,
yeah.
You know, sometimes you watch a movie and it, especially like Disney ones, like the
like
Disney
our next
Channel
one.
ones, yeah, it's just like every 5 minutes, it's like it's a song, and it's just like a lot and overwhelming. But this time it didn't feel like that, and I really liked it.
So we're gonna go into James Corden's performance and his character storyline, because there has been some controversy about it. We talked a little bit about it in last week's episode. We'll talk about it more. I know both of us were like, totally forgot that James Corden has kids and has a wife.
Oh, I know. He was so good at playing gay. I forgot he was straight. Like, it didn't even, like, occur to me until, like, afterwards. And then I was on Twitter and I saw people getting upset about his performance in this movie. And I do agree, but also disagree.
I mean, we don't need to have, like, straight people play gay people. So, like, sometimes, okay, that's fine, but most of the time it's not.
Because, like, in this case, it's different if it was just a straight person playing a character who happens to be gay, and, like, that's it, and that's not the storyline. However, in this case, the storyline was that, like, he is gay, and, like, you know, he did a whole coming out and everything. Like, that was like, his storyline in the movie and stuff, like, that was the thing.
It was a whole storyline. It wasn't even just a small one. It was like a whole
the
big
whole
one.
thing, yeah. So if they didn't focus on that, I would understand. Just like in like How I Met Your Mother, how what's his name? He plays a straight guy.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, like it's to me, it's like the same thing. It's like if a straight person can play a gay person, but like if the whole film and the whole thing is about the gay experience, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I don't think that's right either.
They don't experience that. That's like totally something else, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not hard to, I would understand if this was like years and years ago. It'd be harder to find an openly gay actor. It's 2020. It's not hard. Everyone in Hollywood.
Had Titus Burgess. We could have had Nathan Lane. Anyone that is a main, like, gay actor in Broadway.
I'm still not over that. Titus, I think Titus would have done so well in this role. I think this role was like made for him. Like, this was, because this to me was kind of like the successful version of his character from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, because he played a closeted gay man who then came out and then ran off to New York to go do Broadway and wanted to be famous and stuff for that. Like, he was literally made for that role, but they had to go with him. But whatever, it's okay.
So we're gonna go in our second movie, which we have 2 more after this. This one's West Side Story. It was directed by Robert Weiss and Jerome Robbins. It was released in 1961. It's a musical romance. The Google plot summary states, a musical in which a modern-day Romeo and Juliet are involved in New York street gangs. On the harsh streets of the Upper West Side, two gangs battle for the control of the turf. The situation becomes complicated when a gang member falls in love with a rival's sister.
Okay, so this is the Broadway version, but the music was done by Leonard Bernstein. The lyrics are done by Sondheim. The first Broadway production opened up in 1957. It had high praise and it's constantly getting revived. The story will not die.
The story will not die. The Romeo and Juliet story will not die.
Pretty much. That trope, oh yeah, that'll never go away. They're just going to find new ways to rewrite it. Yeah. Same thing with the Cinderella story, unfortunately.
Yeah. We picked West Side Story for 3 reasons. Number 1, it was my grandma's favorite movie, and she recently passed.
And the next reason is Natalie Wood.
As well as liking movies, we like true crime and unsolved cases.
And there's like a huge, I mean, I'm sure most of you know it, but in case you don't know, the main actress in the movie, Natalie Wood, passed away, and there's a huge conspiracy around that, so.
Yeah, she was found on a boat in Catalina Island when she mysteriously was found dead a mile away from the boat with major bruises. It's a mystery, the events leading up to her death. You could see, like, episodes of, like, BuzzFeed Unsolved and stuff like that. But we also want to say she also shouldn't be defined by her death. She was an amazing actress in her youth and her adulthood. I definitely recommend the documentary her daughter made about her that was released on HBO this year. She was also in a couple iconic movies besides West Side Story. Miracle on 34th Street, Rebel Without a Cause, and Splendor in the Grass.
Oh, and there is actually another one coming out next year, but by Steven Spielberg with Rachel Ziegler and Rita Moreno.
She's not playing the role that she played in the
hope
original
not.
one, but she's playing like a whole role that Steven Spielberg made just for her, which I think is really special.
I bet she's going to be someone's grandma or something.
Probably. She's probably going to be like
A
Maria's
mentor,
grandma
yeah.
or something. The beginning, we didn't realize, I guess we just haven't seen it in a while.
I guess, I don't know. The beginning had this really long intro of just a picture of like red
And white, like, stripes.
Yeah, like it's just this kind of design, and it had like this really long instrumental song, and it was going on, and me and Emily at first thought there was something wrong with the streaming service. We were like, what the fudge is going on?
Amazon Prime for the TV ruins everything.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? So then I started skipping, and that sequence was like 4 minutes long.
It was 10 minutes.
It was 10 minutes?
It was 10 minutes.
Really? Oh my god, I skipped it, and it was so long.
It felt like 10 minutes.
And then like halfway through the movie, there was a intermission. I didn't realize you could...
Random intermission.
Yeah, like on DVDs like that. Or at least on a streaming service, because you could just pause it.
Yeah.
Go to the
The
bathroom.
only intermission you have in musical movies, I feel like. And the New York City, like, skyscraper looked new from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole scene just looked...
It didn't look like it was 1960 until, like, you got into the grimy looking part of New York.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this looks like fucking Taxi Driver.
Mm-hmm.
Or, it was crazy. And then it took so long to get to the first song.
Yeah.
Like, the first song that had lyrics. The snapping was amazing. The choreography is, like, on point.
Mm-hmm.
It did look like there was some 3D elements to the movie, and that definitely hurt our heads a lot.
Yeah.
When we were, I don't want to talk about this, but at the same time, like, where's the flavor? Where's the diversity?
Oh, yeah, the actors are supposed to be, like, Puerto Rican, and I don't know if I was, like, not looking it up correctly, but I was trying to, like, double check to see if these people really are Puerto Rican. They were, like, all white.
With, like, really dark tans.
Just tans, yeah. And that was it. And I was like, well, I'm sure there was a couple Puerto Rican people you could have rounded up and hired, but okay.
Like, if this movie is literally about diversity in America, where is it?
Yeah.
Like, there was no black people. There was one Asian person.
Yeah.
Who was probably not even Asian.
And, like, the Spanish and the accents are so bad. Because they're not Hispanic. I thought some of them were. Like at least some of the main people. But, again, I could be researching it wrong. But they all said American.
We are not trying to talk shit about West Side Story. Because West Side Story is amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's iconic. I love that movie.
It's iconic. The thing is, we need to talk about some of the
issues.
The bad things about
Issues,
this movie.
issues.
Natalie Wood's high notes in some parts were so painful.
Oh, I know.
Like, when you left, I had to take some melatonin to, like, go to bed. I was like, I had the biggest migraine.
Yeah, and that old singing style like that, where it's almost kind of like opera-ish.
Yeah.
Too high. I get it. It bothers me. I think next time we would just have to watch it with the volume really low.
Yeah. And also, like, talking about diversity and stuff like that, it's not just with, like, races. The tomboy in the Jets.
They accepted a tomboy as a part of the Jets before they could accept sharing land with Puerto Rican people, and it's just it like misogyny and all that stuff and homophobia was so like rampant back then that they would choose some girl who dresses like a guy and looks like a guy over, like, you know, that they're I hope this is coming out clearly, but they're so racist that they would choose.
And also, Puerto Ricans are a part of America.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
like,
literally a part of America. They are Americans.
Dum-dums.
They just don't look white, that's all.
And also, Tony screaming Maria when killing Bernardo, just like, it was like, hey, Maria, come here, I killed your brother. I still love you. Haha.
I think it was just because he felt guilty. He was like, Maria, I'm sorry I did this.
Why would you not scream out Bernardo's name? Like, honey, you stabbed the shit out of him.
Because he didn't care about Bernardo. He cared about Maria.
Maria.
No, but that was still funny, though.
It was really funny. And
He's
then
like,
at the
what the fuck
end...
does she have to do with this?
At the end, but she's like, don't touch his body! Like, the way she said it just was not... Is there anything else you want to talk about West Side Story at all?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna...
Next movie. God,
Shit.
this horrendous movie.
Cats.
Yes, Cats. We made the super fun mistake of watching Cats.
The super fun mistake? You mean I wasn't high enough? AKA I wasn't high at all.
Yeah, this movie was, I wish I could unwatch it.
It was directed by Tom Hooper. Released in 2019. It's a musical fantasy.
But it feels like a horror film.
Yes. The Google plot summary is a tribe of cats must decide yearly which one will ascend to the heavenside layer and come back to a new life.
Does that mean they're gonna fucking die? I
think they just sacrifice themselves.
Oh my god. So, for the Broadway version of Cats, Andrew, I cannot read, I'm so sorry. Andrew Lloyd Webber was a composer and wrote the lyrics.
It's a sung-through musical, so there's no stopping.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there's, no stopping, and there's no monologues or anything. Like, a monologue is a song, kind of like, what's that song? I forgot. Like, not Misery, whatever. It's the 4th longest-running Broadway show, 6th longest-running West End show, which it premiered in the West End, which is London's kind of Broadway, in May 1981. Let's get into this. Let's get into our opinions and talking points. Which I don't want to get into. I had nightmares about this last night.
So the first thing I want to talk about is the goddamn CGI that they used, as opposed to just using costumes and makeup like the musical. Because honestly, that's what I was expecting, and it would have been so much better to see all those celebrities and those actual costumes and their faces all painted up like that. I think it would have been so much better and would have been a lot funnier too.
My big thing was, why does London all of a sudden become a cat town?
Yeah.
Like, people go out after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where cats, dogs, humans, all animals live on the same earth. It doesn't change in the middle of the fucking night.
Yeah.
Like, and the costumes, like, the CGI, it's not just for the cats, it's for the mice, but it's not for the beetles. Like, the beetles are fucking people in costumes.
Yeah, they were so bad. And there was, parts where if you look close enough, you could see where they forgot to CGI it out, and, make it look like the movie, but it was just, it was just so bad. It was really bad.
I just realized this is the second movie we're talking about that has James Corden in it. Fucking James Corden. Yeah. Also, Jason Derulo.
Oh my
god.
god.
Heights or whatever. Why is Jason Derulo all of a sudden British? Are there no immigrant cats in England? Do you not bring your animals with you when you migrate into another country? Why is his accent gone when he's singing?
Yeah, and then he has a British accent when he talks, and then when he sings you can tell he doesn't have one, and it's what?
Oh, the measurements are so off.
Yeah, they're the cats are really, really small. The way that they have them, next to objects and stuff, the objects look way bigger than what they are.
There's literally, a blanket that's smaller than the cat. It's, half the size of the cat.
Yeah, the movie's so off.
Tom Hooper, I have a question for you. How can you go from Les Mis to this?
That's so sad to go from a movie like Les Mis to the Cats.
But I mean, Cats could have been so good if they had done it the right way and not CGI'd everything.
I was gonna say that's just where they went wrong. When they were like, okay, let's do CGI, and
no,
they
got fucking superpowers. Cats have superpowers.
Yeah, it was just
it's a mess. So many times you could see the costume coming up, and like you see like bracelets on someone. Like, cats don't wear bracelets on their arms.
Yeah, it was just bad.
Cats don't wear leather jackets in the middle of the night.
I mean, I'm sure most people already weren't gonna watch this, but don't watch this.
Please don't. Please save yourselves. And now we're gonna go into our major deep dive of Hairspray. We're going to talk about the John Waters version, the Adam Shankman version, and we'll go into some Broadway notes. We wanted to talk about a musical that has been adapted more than once. John Waters made the film, then it was adapted into a musical, and then another film, which I did not know happened. I thought it was a musical, and then a movie, and then another movie. I'm a dum-dum.
So the Google Pod states, in 1960s Baltimore, dance-loving teen Tracy Turnblad, played by, this is the what's his name?
I'm sorry. This is
the
just
Adam Shankman version.
Yeah, but I just did this just to have I forgot to take out Nikki Blonsky.
No, it's okay. No, so that they know. But she's played by Nikki Blonsky. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Auditions for a spot on the Corny Collins show and wins. She becomes an overnight celebrity, a trendsetter in dance, fun, and fashion. Perhaps her new status as a teen sensation is enough to topple Corny's reigning dance queen and bring racial integration to the show.
Our Broadway notes are: the music and lyrics are by Scott Whitman and Mark Shankman. The Broadway premiere was in 2002. It's based off the John Waters movie, and it won for a Tony Award for Best Musical.
So the John Waters version was released in 1988. It is a musical comedy. The cast had so many great people in it, like Divine, Debbie Harry, Jerry Stiller, Ricky Lake, and Sonny Bono.
This is the first time I've seen the movie. I've seen it for the first time this year because I did not know that there was a John Waters version, and I'm probably not gay now. Probably not gay enough. I did not know the cast was so star-studded, like Debbie Harry, and I didn't know that they didn't let her music contract didn't let her sing for this movie, which I think is definitely a downfall, but not, this is definitely a reminder of new queer cinema and how it looks very realistic yet dirty and camp. It seems so normal, yet it's not. It's definitely not. The movie won the grand jury prize at Sundance Film Festival, and everything seems like it's handmade. Like when you see the cameras moving and the little decals on them and stuff like that. How do you feel about this movie?
I love it. I grew up with John Waters, with my sister. I love Cry Baby as well, which actually, I don't know if you've seen that one that has like Johnny Depp in it and stuff. It's really good. I loved it a lot. This time I put like facts about it and stuff. We already said it, but Tracy's mom is played by a drag legend, Divine, in case you didn't know. Originally, Divine was actually going to play both Edna, the mom, and Tracy.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the studio actually didn't let it happen because they felt like it was, what are the words exactly? Like, I guess it was too new of an idea to have a drag queen play both a mom and a teenager and stuff, so... Because I'm pretty sure if they did make the film, it wouldn't have been, like, released or anything like that.
And this is the last movie that Divine was in before their passing.
But for the 2007... I found out in the Hairspray 2000 version, for the Hairspray cans, they actually used cans of deodorant. Because it picked up better on camera and in the light, so that when they were spraying and stuff, it looked like the way that they wanted it to. But there was actually also supposed to be a sequel that took place in the late 60s and stuff, and it was like what's going on in their later lives and stuff. And it was bought, and they're on board for it in 2009, but then they dropped it the next year.
Was it supposed to be like the Adam Shankman version or the John Waters?
The Adam Shankman. It was just supposed to be like but I guess they just gave up on it.
So we're going to talk about, that's a great segue to go into the Adam Shankman version. It was released in 2007. It's a musical comedy like the other ones. The cast is John Travolta, James Marsden, Nikki Blonsky, Zac Efron, and Queen Latifah. We love ourselves a Queen Latifah. And I think we should start off by saying Adam Shankman was announced to direct the sequels to Hocus Pocus and Enchanted, which is going to be called Disenchanted.
Oh.
which I think is pretty cool. Because, I mean, I think he's a really good musical director. And it's not just, like, straight musical. It's just, like, musical with little things. I think it's really good. I remember seeing this Hairspray so many times. I even watched it in Italian once.
In Italian?
Yeah, when I went to Italy, they were playing it on the bus. And they made it in Italian.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Definitely. Compared to the John Waters one, this film is very clean.
Yeah, this one's definitely made for kids.
It's definitely, like, I mean, it's clean in the way, like, the whole set is clean.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole film is definitely cleaner. Because there's, like, Disney stars in this one. There was no Disney stars in the John Waters one.
No.
What was Disney stars back then?
I don't even think there were, like, Disney stars back then, because then, like, because it came from the Mickey Clubhouse or something like that, and that was, like, 90s, so. And this was 80s, so.
I definitely did not, I enjoyed that Velma was, like, the breadwinner and a single mother in this film. I didn't think the husband was needed very much in the last one. Like, I'm just gonna say Amber is still an asshole. Always an asshole.
Yeah.
Will stay an asshole. And I feel bad because, like, watching this movie so many times and then watching the John Waters one, I was like, where's Link?
Yeah.
Like, Zac Efron is iconic in the role. Like, I can't seem to pick out who Link was in the other film until, like, main parts. Is there anything else you want to talk about with this one?
I mean, I watched this one a lot as a kid growing up, like, way too much. I actually have, because my sister used to work in the movie theaters when this movie came out, so I actually have promo pins for Hairspray.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I love them. I cherish them forever. I think I have, like, 2 of them or something, but at least I had 2 of them at some point. I think I only have 1 right now, but they're really cool. They're black, and it says Hairspray, and it's got, like, a picture of all of them on it and stuff.
That's really cool. So, question for both of us, which version do you like best?
I think I'm going to say the Adam Shankman one, just because I watched that one a lot more, and growing up when I was a kid. I even watched it, like, I remember watching it at my cousin's house and stuff, like, I like that one a lot better. And because, like, Zac Efron and, like, Nikki Blonsky's in it and stuff, and this one, I don't know, it just makes me think of childhood.
I feel the same way. I really enjoyed the original by John Waters. But the Adam Shankman's so embedded into my brain, I couldn't change anything. Like, when they did Hairspray live and, like, Ariana Grande was in it and all that stuff, I was like,
I like that one because, like, Dove Cameron was in it.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of recognize that, but at the same time, it's like, this is our, you know. I remember so much about that movie that I feel confidently that I could quote more than 50% of it. I just know when I was watching the Waters version, I was questioning where the other actors were, and I felt really bad. It was hard for my brain to get past the movie I grew up on. You know, it's gonna happen, especially because sequels and remakes are so fucking popular now. So what is your favorite musical? Does it have an adaptation?
Let us know if it does or doesn't, what you would like to see in our next episodes, below in the comments on our Instagram page.
Make sure to follow our accounts below to get the scoop on the next series of episodes. Merry Christmas.
And in case I don't see you, good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.
Thank you so much.